Alright, the WRC promoter has just announced that the Rally Isla Canaria, definitely not pronouncing that right, will step up from being a European Rally Championship round to being a fully fledged World Rally Championship round for next year. So it's signed a 2-year contract, meaning that it's going to be at least a rally for 2025 and 2026. The Rally Isla Canaria has been in the ERC since 2013 continuously, and on and off since the early 80s. So it's got a real history of top level rallying. Really looking forward to this because it means we're going to have more fully tarmac rallies in the World Championship. We've currently only got 3 per year compared to 8 fully gravel rounds, which is a huge discrepancy. And that being 4 and 8 is a little bit nicer. However, it is understood that this round will replace another round. So we may end up having 4 tarmac rallies compared to 7 gravel rounds, if it replaces a gravel round. If it replaces a tarmac round, like maybe Croatia or the Central European round, I wouldn't say we're going to lose Japan. If it replaces one of those, that would be not very nice. But if it replaces a gravel round, then it'll be good. So I thought, while that's important, but yeah, it's just another round. It's got a lot of history, but it's just another round. I thought I'd look at what other rounds are possible for next year and further on. So the promoter's goal is to have 14 rounds next season. So that's compared to 13 rounds this year. According to Autosport magazine, there's 4 different countries trying to get this 14th round. Those being Saudi Arabia, Ireland, Paraguay and Argentina. I think the rally with the best case for the championship is Rally Ireland. I think it's for a few different reasons. These being that there's a huge fan base in both Ireland and the UK, which would be able to spectate on the rally. Also, the roads in Ireland are very unique, fast tarmac stages. If the rally is brought into the championship, the number of tarmac rallies would be brought up to 5 rounds, making the championship a bit more even regarding the surface of the events. I think the round with the second best case is Saudi Arabia. While yes, they have some questionable views on human rights, they proved that they know how to run a sporting event. In the motorsport world, they currently have a Formula 1 race, a Formula E round and the Dakar Rally, all of which are run very well and are known to be very good events. And that means I think they will be very capable of running a WRC round. A Saudi Arabian round could also be a new endurance round, which we're allowed to have next year. Putting it out there, maybe we could have a combined Dakar WRC round. Yeah, it's not off the table. Probably a bit long, but that could be interesting. Probably not, but could be interesting. The Saudis, from the other motorsport events they run, we know they put their own spin on the events. And I think that'll be really interesting to see what they can do with the rally, make it more glittery and glamorous. I think that'll be really good for the sport. I think in third, in the line for a rally, is Argentina. Having held a WRC round between 1980 and 2019 continuously, except for 2 years in that time. They've got huge history with rally and a huge fan base, obviously. But I don't think they have a chance of beating those 2 rallies I've just mentioned. I think that's because we already have Rally Chile now, that's pretty much replaced Rally Argentina. Similar part of the world, fairly similar roads, although the Argentinian roads were known for being much more challenging than Chile. I think it's the similest part of the world. It's good we've got around in South America, but do we need 2 at this point? I think we should be focusing on North America. And the round with the least chance, I think, is Paraguay. Until reading this Autosport article, I hadn't heard of this being an option. I think while having another round in the tropics, apart from the Safari Rally, another round in the tropics. That'd be really interesting and really good. I think if it gains some traction in the next few years, get some support, they run some, I can't remember what it's called, but the events the FIA look at for you to get around. If they run some of those and it runs well, they could in the next few years, but not next season. I highly doubt next season's an option. There's a few other countries looking to get a rally for not next season, but either 2026 or 2027. The most important and the most likely of these is the USA. Huge talk about there being a rally in the US. While we don't really know what that could be, it would be one of the current ARA rounds. We know that because they run them so well and they are so good to watch, these rallies, and they're growing in popularity. They're probably going to start 2026. I think if it doesn't start 2026, it will start 2027. I think if we don't get a rally in the US in the next 2 years, it'd be a huge loss for rallying. In the time that the WRC is really, we're struggling for popularity with only 3 manufacturers, 2 of which are fully committed. Ford's a bit hazy with their commitment, and a wavering popularity of the top class of rally. I think getting into a market like the US, which is growing hugely in rallying popularity, is really important. The US market would also be really important for manufacturers, because we only have 3 manufacturers. If a manufacturer like Subaru, who does rely a lot on the US market to sell cars, if they're going to join rallying in the next few years like they're supposedly going to do, they would want a round in their biggest market. So would Hyundai. They sell a lot of cars in the US. Toyota, so do they. Ford, they're a US company. There's nothing to lose here. It won't fail. There's the least chance of any event to fail. Other events that are being talked about, China. We had a Rally China a few years ago. I think we had a few of them. No, was it cancelled? I think it was cancelled actually. They had floods in 2016, I think. It was cancelled. I think a Chinese round would be really good. I don't know what the support's like in China for a round. While yes, I think we should be expanding into Asia, I think we have to do it slowly and just gingerly, I think. They've got the population to run an event, they've got the money to run an event, and they've got the different conditions in their country to run any sort of event. We'd have a gravel round, a tarmac round, whatever we want, a snow round even up in the mountains, a desert round. They've got anything we could want. But I think yes, with it before 2030, I think yes, we could see this. In the next few years, I don't think so. There's a lot of other countries wanting a round before this. I think it will be an option in the future, but not right now. So yeah, what do you think? I think rallying the events we've got coming up and possible events joining the championship are really good. The US, we really need that for rallying. Rally Island as well, really important. And Saudi Arabia. I think those 3 rounds, if we get all those 3 rounds in the next 3 or 4 years, we'd be doing pretty good.